for stopping by the channel. This is going to be my recap and review for Real Housewives of Miami. This is season 4, episode 8. And it was alright. So let's get it. For every recap, I got to talk about the stuff that I see on my timeline. So this week was the Real Housewives of Miami's reunion looks. Like I told you on one of the drama videos. The Real Housewives of Miami filmed their reunion. So we finally got a look at their looks. And I will say, for this to be kind of like their comeback season and their comeback reunion, no one looks horrible, but I wasn't wowed, but I also wasn't like let down. I was like, okay, this is cute. I expect more come season 5. You know what I mean? So let's get started. I think as a whole, the ladies look nice together. I don't really know what the theme was because nobody's like, they're all kind of like, I don't know. I won't say muted tones because I think muted tones are supposed to be like browns and tans and like grays and stuff. But like, I don't know the theme. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not getting a theme. I think that's the difference between like Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, with Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac, and even Jersey, like they all kind of follow this. Their dress code is kind of the same. Like last season on Jersey's reunion, it was all whites, like tones of different whites, and maybe like because Dolores had on champagne, but it still kind of went with the theme. And then with Potomac, they all had different shades of pink. And then with Atlanta, it was black. Like it was, sex dungeon theme. So it's like those 3 franchises kind of color coordinate. Like everyone doesn't wear the same color, but there's a clear cut theme. This, I don't know what the theme is. But let's get into these real looks. First is Larsa. I think Larsa did okay. I don't really I'm not wowed by it, and I don't really like it, but I think her hair looks nice. I think her makeup should have been lighter. It makes her look old in the face. And I also don't like that tulle belt around her waist, but all in all, she looks really nice. Like it looks good on her. Next is Lisa. I think the lavender is really pretty on her. Like she looks beautiful. Her body looks snatched. Hair and makeup looks good. It's just kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, but Lisa's not ugly. Like, Lisa's pretty. So I'm just not like, oh, snap. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a regular, like, gala or, like, a charity event dress. Like, she looks pretty, but I'm not wowed by it. And I do like the lavender on her skin. That looks nice. Next is Julia. I kind of didn't like Julia's outfit. It was matronly. I think they tried to like sex it up by making it see-through because you can kind of see like her belly button, I think. But for Julia's personality, I wouldn't have went with this dress. Like she's very like vibrant in her confessionals, and this is kind of not it. Like this ain't it. But she doesn't look bad. It's just like I wouldn't have put this on her. Next is Gertie. A lot of people felt like Gertie was best dressed. And I do think Gertie looks the best out of all the women, but she's missing something. Like, she needs like a necklace or something. The dress on her is gorgeous. Like, she looks beautiful. Her hair looks great. She looks great. It's just that like something is missing here. Like, I wanted like some, maybe like some, well, I won't say gaudy, but some extravagant like necklace. The dress looks wonderful. Like, the dresses give me very, like, my brain, like, sci-fi princess. Like, it's very galaxy warrior, galactic princess to me, if that makes sense. But she looks beautiful. Next is Nicole. I like it, but I feel like it's not reunion worthy. Like, the dress that Nicole has on gives me very, like, I'm going out for a nice night with my girls. It looks good on her. I hate her hair. I hate Nicole's hair in like every confessional except one, and we're going to talk about it in the reunion. Not the reunion, in the review. She looked good in that confessional. But like this made her look old, and she's one of the youngest people on the cast. But she looks pretty in the yellow. Like yellow is one of my favorite colors, and she looks great, but it's not really giving me reunion. Then we got Marisol. Marisol looks expensive here. Like, do I like the dress? Not really, but like Marisol looks like Elsa, like Mama Elsa. Marisol is giving, I could see Elsa in this. Like, this is very like regal. I've been in Miami since the 20s. Like, bitch, I got long money. Like, I only date the high ranking drug dealers, you know? Like, I only date men with wealth, with good money. She looks good. It's not my cup of tea, but she looks good. Then we have Alexia. Alexia looks amazing. Like, she really does look like the Cuban Barbie right here. I remember her saying that all the time in season 1. She looks like it. This looks like the Cuban Barbie. It's very pretty. Her makeup looks nice. I wonder what Alexia would look like with like darker hair. I feel like she would be like unrecognizable, but she looks good. My least favorite out of everybody was Adriana, this is giving the same as Nicole's. Like, you want to hang out with your girls for a good night out. Like, I don't know what she was going for. She doesn't look ugly, but it's like, I don't know, theme, you know. But all in all, the girls look good together as a whole. I didn't like that we didn't get to see Kiki. Kiki has been in the whole entire, like, I don't know if that means she's not coming back, but she was in the like almost every episode. She should be at the reunion. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the reunion look. So let's get into this review. And give me y'all thoughts below. Who you think looked the best? Okay, so the episode, it opens up where it's the next day. They're still in the Hamptons, and everybody's getting up like to eat breakfast, brush their teeth, call their loved ones and stuff like that. So we see Nicole, Kiki, and Larsa. And Kiki is first, it's Nicole and Kiki, and they're talking and they're asking like, oh, how did you sleep? How did you sleep? Nicole is like, I ain't sleep well. Larsa comes upstairs in her workout gear because they're going to have a boxing class later on. And they asked Larsa how she slept. And Larsa said, bitch, I slept like a log. Like, I slept good. And then they started to rehash what happened last night. So Nicole is upset and she feels like Marisol and Alexia meant like malice intent with like trying to put Nicole on Front Street. Then Kiki basically was like, you know, I wanted to get to know Larsa. I know she's a public figure, but I wanted to get to know you. Then you have Larsa saying Marisol doesn't lie. Like, legit came out, was like, Marisol doesn't lie. And I believe her. And Nicole was like, no, not Nicole, but Larsa in her green screen basically says that Nicole is two-faced. Or she basically wears different masks. Like, she called her a flipper, like the dolphin flipper. And she also made mention that she had Halloween masks, where it's like you don't know who you getting with Nicole. Like, one minute she's cool and she's like, y'all have this relationship. The next minute she's talking about you and trashing you to other people. So Nicole ends up apologizing, basically saying that she is sorry for her curiosity coming out as disrespect. And Larsa accepts. Larsa really doesn't apologize, but Larsa basically was like, girl, I'm like a pit bull. Like, if I feel like you're coming at me, I will come back at you and try to crush you. And she was like, I really don't care about you having a child out of wedlock. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. And Julia comes upstairs. She brings her own eggs, which I'm still kind of like, how do eggs not break? Like what is the carton made of? Like titanium? Because you took them from the farm on a plane and then you drove them. That's a lot to me. And so we found out Julia was Julia was offended by Larsa's comment about wedlock, because Julia has 3 kids out of wedlock, like with 3 different daddies. And my thing is like, Julia, that's your own issue, in my opinion. Like, no one told you to have 3 different kids with 3 different men. Like, some people find that to be like a tarnish to you. I don't. I mean, I don't really like. You know what? I take that back. I know some people that I've gone to and high school with that like they got like at least 5 or 6 kids by 4 or 5 different men, and that's a lot to me. And I be looking at you like, girl. But I be like, at the end of the day, that's your body, that's your life, those your kids. You got to deal with the aftermath of your repercussions. But yeah, like everyone. Then it's like all the girls start to wake up. But Julia said she wasn't going to bring it up because she didn't want to ruin the trip. So then we see Larsa and Marisol have a private conversation. Because like I said, everyone's getting ready. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it. Everyone's getting ready to go boxing. Like, they're going to have boxing classes in the morning. And Marisol and Larsa are talking. And Larsa tells Marisol, I told Nicole, like, you don't lie. Like, you don't lie. And Marisol said, I don't. And she was like, honestly, Marisol basically is saying that Anthony and Nicole been running their mouths around the streets, and people been coming back and telling Marisol about it. And then they basically even said that like they didn't want to be associated with Larsa. And Larsa was like, girl, why you even say that at the table? And she was like, girl, there's so much going on, I ain't know. And then Marisol says she feel like Nicole is full of, like, she's full of it. And this is my thing. I believe Marisol. That doesn't say I don't. That doesn't mean I don't like Nicole. Honestly, I like everybody on the cast. I don't think they should change the cast yet. Like we should keep the same people. But I do believe Nicole and Anthony go around town talking trash about people because Nicole and Anthony think like they're slightly better than the other girls. The constant mention of like we're foodies, we fly here, we go here. Anthony is this, Anthony is that, and like. It gives very much we're better than these other people, which I'm not saying you can't pat yourself on the back, because I would if I can. I'm a pilot. I can purchase $1 million homes. I'm an attorney. I'm a doctor. I'm gonna gloat about that. But it seems like they're running their mouths to the people that also are going to tell Marisol, because y'all gotta remember, Mama Elsa, Marisol's mother, was there when Miami wasn't even Miami. That's how old her mom was. Like, I remember them talking to Elsa, and Elsa was saying like she was here before Miami became the nightlife party city that it is today. So I really do believe that Marisol probably has like deep connections in the Miami streets, and she knows everybody. So I feel like people aren't just lying to Marisol, and probably Marisol has heard it multiple times, and now she's just bringing it up. So next we have the boxing class. Y'all, the trainer was cute. I don't care. We end up finding out he's Brazilian. He was cute. He was like, I like my men like that, real big and muscular, like not too muscular where I feel like you taking the roids, but like, you know, big enough that I know you can pick me up, you know, like just carry me to safety type stuff. But they're training. I thought it was cute. Marisol was just sitting in the pool watching them. That's probably where I would have been. She was like, girl, I don't exercise. I'd rather starve than exercise. Adriana and Marisol were like betting on people. We had Kiki versus Larsa, and it was a draw. And then Lisa versus Alexia, and Alexia won. But I feel like Alexia and Lisa were even like unevenly matched, because Alexia is so much taller than Lisa, and them punches was like long arm punches, but they weren't punching each other in the face. They were just like tapping one another, and it was cute. We finally get to see Gertie. Mind you, Gertie, don't you ever let whoever did your hair in that confessional, you need to fire. You look a hot mess. A hot mess. She was giving Candy from Candy's reunion look from Real Housewives of Atlanta, the last reunion when they were all in black, and we all thought Candy looked a mess with that pompadour hairstyle. And Gertie, you too pretty for this ugly. That was ugly. That wig is ugly. Like, the makeup was pretty. It was too much. Like, she was giving me like Bad Girl Rihanna, Bad Girl Riri, like 2009. Like, I was like, no ma'am. But we finally see Gertie. She is preparing for the foundation for the Haiti Foundation, and they're trying to raise $25,000. And it was crazy how much the wealth discrepancy is compared to like America and Haiti, where she said like $5 could feed a Haitian child 3 meals. And I was like, wow, like we should definitely be giving the people way more money. But her dad is coming from Europe. Like, he's never been to one of her events, so it's like kind of emotional. It's been 11 years since the brother passed away. And the goal of the charity is basically to help with education in Haiti. So the widow of her brother is she's over this foundation where they basically use their resources to provide better like supplies and education for the children in Haiti. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Oh, the next scene is them all going shopping. Mind you, I don't understand why they have hairdressers there, because all of their hairstyles are like, they're simple, if that makes sense. It just seems like laziness that they don't flat iron their own hair. Like, we see Larsa just getting her hair flat ironed, and I was just kind of like, girl, you can flat iron your own hair. Even when we had the the end of the night scene where they're all at the dinner table and Lisa was getting her hair barrel curl. I was like, girl, you can't curl your hair. Like, y'all need to hop on YouTube. Like, my thing was like the hairstyles that they have are very basic. So I didn't understand what the purpose was for them to bring their hairstylist. But we have 2 cars, and it was funny how they broke up the cars because you have Larsa, Alexia. I think it's Larsa, Alexia, Marisol, and I forget who else was in the car with them. And then the other car was like Nicole, I think Lisa. No, Kiki. I think Kiki was in the car with, I don't know. It was just like one car was talkative, the other car was boring. But they go to this shop. It's run by this lady who's from Australia. She's Australian. You could tell she called her husband once they saw the cameras, because you just see the man come in there looking disheveled and the kids looking like they don't want to be there. And she's like, oh, my husband's a DJ. Girl, like, don't nobody care about your husband being a DJ. But they're at these little shops. It's in Hamptons, and Larsa's thinking about getting her jewelry line like sold there, which would be good for her. Like, a lot of rich people go to the Hamptons for vacation. We then see Sophia, which is Larsa's daughter, and her assistant come in, and she's just excited to see her daughter. She's in love with her daughter. I think it's weird that she says she's obsessed with her. She need to chill that out. But I think that's just Larsa's way of saying that, like, she really loves the relationship she has with her kid. We also, one thing I thought was funny was Marisol had this dress and it did look like a potato sack, and she asked Alexia, like, what do you think? And Alexia was like, that's what I thought you was trying to be sexy now. That is not cute. And she was like, Alexia was like, girl, that look like a potato sack. And then Marisol was like, and then she called for Lisa, and I thought that shows that they have a friendship, like Lisa, Marisol, and Larsa. No, Lisa, Marisol, and Alexia, because I would do that. Like, if one of my friends was like, Leah, that shirt is ugly, I'm gonna call my other friend and be like, girl, what you think? I was like, I need you, like, I'm not gonna listen to that. So I was like, okay, that's cute. Like, you can tell that they're really like friends. So then while we're there, Larsa gets a call from her lawyer, and basically Scotty don't want to sign them papers. She was like, I need to get, she told them people, get this mic off me. Get this mic off me so I can talk to my lawyer, because it's real important. So it seems like Scotty is dragging out the divorce. Like, they've been trying to file, like, get a divorce for 3 years. And seems to me like it's been a lot of back and forth with them trying to figure out stuff. That's why it's probably important to have a prenup when you got this much wealth going around. But Scotty doesn't want to sign the papers, and Larsa says Scotty's so used to getting his own way with me that, like, he can't get it anymore, and this is how he's reacting. So I was like, ooh, not a good look, bruh. Not a good look. So then we go back to the house. Everyone, like, they was spending money in that shop, though. Like, I saw one bill said $4,000, one said $920. I think another one said 7 something. Like, they was giving them women nice cash. Nice cash. So the next thing we see is them back at the house. And you got Julia getting everybody drunk. Is her name Julia or Juliana, y'all? No, I think it's Julia. Julia was getting everybody drunk, doing Russian style shots. I'm gonna stick with the Mexican style shot, like with a tequila, because I like tequila. But basically, you take your drink, you take a deep breath, you hit the shot, and then you blow it out, and then you eat a pickle. And I was like, it was confusing to me. It was too much, because at least with the Mexican style shots, it's, you know, you hit the shot, lick the salt, suck on the thing. Or is it the reverse? Honestly, y'all, when me and my friends drink, we take it to the head. So I'm not very versed on shot taking. But it was just funny because Julia was doing it with Nicole, and Nicole was like, this too much. And I was with Nicole. Mind you, Nicole looked beautiful in this confessional look where it's just like her hair is straight and she's in this like black outfit. Where was this confessional? They did her wrong. They did Nicole wrong, because that confessional with the flared out is ugly on her. Like, her hair looks ugly. Her hair looks ugly. This confessional with the black, she looks pretty. She looks amazing. And I was like, see how they do you? Peacock do better. Bravo and Peacock do better. Don't be putting people out there like that. So Kiki comes up. Kiki looks amazing. Kiki is just beautiful. That's why I'm mad we didn't get to see her reunion look, because I know she would have been the best dressed. Like, I know that lady would have been, because that's a beautiful Haitian lady. So everybody gets in the pool. You see all the ladies. Honestly, all the women are pretty. Like, for them to be like between the ages of, like, I think Nicole is like 32 and the oldest is Adriana, who's like 56. All of them look beautiful. Like, all of them look gorgeous. Like I need Larsa body not the best with all the work done, but aesthetically, like, all of them look good for their age. So they were all in their swimsuits. They're in the pool. Julia's still trying to get everybody drunk off of vodka. And then Kiki was teaching them, like, Haitian words, like, for penis is zozo. When it's a big penis, you call it a zozo. And I thought that was funny. They all get ready to go to the restaurant, and Gertie is on her way. She's finally going to join the ladies. And you know what? They all look good. Like, everyone looked good. I think they were overdressed for the restaurant, because the restaurant really wasn't given what they were given, but they all looked great. They brought their Miami fashions to New York, and they look nice. We're at the restaurant. Gertie finally comes. I was surprised that Gertie and Adriana hugged, because I thought they didn't like each other. Maybe they came to some type of, like, amends, or maybe they were just being cordial. But, like, they hug. Gertie looks good in that little white dress. I don't know. White always looks good on black people. White, honestly, every color of the rainbow look good on black people. But white and, like, yellow, I think looks the best on black people. I just think my people, we look good in it. But it was still weird that they hugged each other. So then Alexia is trying to tell Gertie what happened, because Gertie was like, she in her green screen, she was like, I could feel the tension, like something must have happened, which was weird that nobody filled her in. I was like, did none of y'all call her to tell her what happened? Because I sure would have called my friend and been like, girl, they got into it. You missed the shenanigans. Maybe Kiki called her and she's just acting like stupid so they can fill her in. So then Marisol is drunk, like, low-key. She tried to, like, she thought something was her straw, but it wasn't a straw. And Alexia was like, girl, no more drinks. Like, hand over drink. So then you see Julia. Julia starts to talk, and basically she wants everybody to, like, get along, love each other. Like, she was like, we can fight back and forth, but at the end of the day, we're all still friends. And I agree to that to a certain extent. You should be able to have disagreements and arguments with your friends, because that's just how relationships are. But certain arguments when they cross the line, there's no longer needs to be a friendship, or y'all need to reevaluate how y'all move forward. So then Alexia brings up the fight again, and Alexia is basically like, she felt like, Nicole, you was trying to turn, like, me and Marisol against each other. Like, me and Marisol have been friends for 20 years, and nothing you say about to mess up what we got going over here. And it was basically about Nicole saying that Alexia called her and said that Marisol got married for relevancy. And here's my thing. I don't know how true that is. Or maybe that's the only thing. Because Alexia did look shook, like, oh my God, this girl outed me. But then again, I'm kind of like, how would her marrying somebody be for relevancy? Like, y'all have, like, the show has not been on for, like, almost, like, 8 or 9 years. Like, nobody has been checking for Alexia, Marisol, Adriana. Like, no, or like, the only person that people really cared about was Larsa, and that's because Larsa was attached to the Kardashians. Other than that, I didn't really even care about them till they came back. So I was kind of, like, confused. Like, I was like, did she really say that? But, like, I wouldn't put it past her. So then Nicole said she felt like what y'all try to do was for malice intent. And Alexia was like, girl, don't put me in that. Marisol was the one that asked the question. So divert your anger towards her. And then Marisol was like, I'm not I asked a question and it is what it is. I can get behind Marisol with that. At least Marisol's not backing down. She's basically saying, I said what I said and I meant what I said. And I like reality stars that are like that. Like, if you said something, stand in it. Like, don't like pussyfoot around it. Like, stand in it. So then Marisol asks us the same question because she want to get it started again. And then Nicole's like, girl, you're psycho. You're super twisted. And Marisol said, yes, I am. And I said, I don't know. I know people don't like Marisol, but I do. I do. So then Julia and Adriana got oysters. And then everyone was kind of noticing that, like, they kind of have their own little thing at the end of the table. And Julia says on her green screen that, like, she not really as drunk as everybody else because she was doing a Russian spy trick where you take a shot and then you follow it with olive oil. So she's not very drunk. So here's my thing, y'all. Next episode, we gonna see Julia, like, breaking down. Like, literally, they're gonna have to call the ambulance. And I think it's for this reason. I ain't never heard nobody saying mixing alcohol with oil in your system. To me, that is a messed up combination, and like that screams, I'm gonna have the drunk dumps. And if you don't know what the drunk dumps is, it's like after a night of drinking all night, you gotta go to the bathroom and drop it. Like, I call them the drunk dumps, and I feel like that is a combination for constipation mixed with diarrhea by mixing alcohol and taking a shot of olive oil. So it gets weird because Julia proposes, a friend proposes to Adriana. She saw these two rings at the shop that they were at. They were matching rings, and she gave them to Juliana. And she basically asked Juliana to be her friend forever and, like, her lifetime friend. Mind you, everybody at the table was confused as hell. Like, Lisa was like, and then Marisol said in Spanish, girl, it's the moon. Because they have been talking about it, like, full moons and the red moons making people act crazy. And when Marisol said in Spanish, ay Dios mío, the moon. I was weak because I was with them. Everybody at the table was like, what is this? What is this proposal? I said, if I was Martina, I'd beat both of them. Like Rodney with the voice says, she gonna be coming around that corner with that racket. I was like, girl, what you doing? I was like, you doing too much. So, you know, they're friends. They had their friend engagement that they started to call it. Everybody was like, this is weird. And then Julie commits to keep getting everybody drunk. And that was like the end of the episode. Like, everybody kept, like, she kept trying to get everybody to take Russian shots. Gertie almost choked to death. You got Marisol was upset because Marisol was just taking shots like it was nothing. Adriana and they finally got pickles. Adriana was eating a big pickle. It was too much. It was too much. I was like, Julia, stop trying to get everybody drunk. I don't like that. Let everybody pace themselves. But the next episode seems to be cool. We're gonna have the final sit down of what's it called? Nicole and Marisol having a talk, and Marisol basically telling Nicole, you look at me like I care. I don't care. I know you and your man been talking cash money issue about my peoples. So yeah, y'all, that's it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and drop down in the comments below and let me know what y'all think. Bye.